Welcome to all you expats out there, and not just the expatriates, but all the world travelers. And even if you're not traveling the world, maybe you're just traveling across the street. But if you're traveling and you're interested in technology, and even if you're not traveling, if you're just interested in technology, I'm hopefully going to find some good information on our TechX Thursday Tech Tips. I was worried about getting that one out. Anyway, so as I sat and kind of tried to plan out what this first video was going to be about, I was sitting on the patio overlooking the street and boom, a big flash of light. I'm talking like it felt like a piece of thunder came straight down in front of me, literally right in front of my feet. And boom, the power on the whole block went out. Then a light bulb went off. Yeah, I know. But anyway, I said, oh, power, electronics. It's imperative. Like, if these kind of strikes happen right in front of me, they happen every day, all over the place. And power is very important to making sure your electronics, not only do they turn on, but they function. What do I mean by that? Well, you can just take your electronics and you can just plug it into the wall socket. Yeah, I'm guilty of it from time to time, especially when I'm traveling. You don't carry a whole suitcase of doodads unless you do. I mean, actually, I do. So when you plug into the wall, that voltage is not as constant as we would hope. You can get spikes in the power, fluctuations, and it can go above 120 volts. And that's not good. That's not good for your electronics. So you've invested a lot of money in some of the stuff that you're traveling with. Probably a laptop, could be a phone, could be a large monitor, remote working now. You can have a lot of things. But not only did you invest in it, you can't afford to have that stuff fail. Especially when you might be traveling somewhere. And it's pretty expensive to replace some of these things. So, surge protection. That outlet in the wall, you might not even notice that the 120 volts have spiked or surged. And then you're asking me, well, if I don't notice, how do I know it's a problem? Well, again, that's the problem. You don't. So surges or spikes could happen without you even knowing, and over time, little spikes or surges or constant ones can be frying your electronics and reducing the lifespan. So you don't even know that it's happening, but it slowly is, reducing the lifespan of your electronics. You don't have to spend a lot of money on surge protection. You know what? $20 is better than not having surge protection at all. Amazon sells some $20 surge protection. Probably has a couple of USB ports in there, which is handy for your devices, your mobile phones, your tablets. And you know what? They're not that heavy. Throw it in your suitcase, throw it in your luggage, and there you go. You've got portable surge protection with you. You can spend upwards of $60 to $80 on a very kind of robust, heavy-duty, almost commercial kind of surge protection power strip. But I think if you stay within the $20 to $40 range, you're going to have something that does a decent job. Now, surge protection. What should you plug into a surge protected power strip? Not everything needs to go in there. Now, electronics that you're using, the more the better, right? I'm sitting at my desk right now, my laptop, my camera. Actually, I have quite a serious camera, and I'm going to be revealing what that is in a later episode. So make sure you subscribe down below so you can catch all the videos where I'm going to be talking about many more things, including this fantastic camera and microphone I have in front of me. So hope to see you back in the future and listening to more of these tech tips. So what else would you plug in? I have my monitor. I have a large monitor I carry around with me when I travel, so I want to keep that for as long as possible. It's not cheap to replace. I travel with my own router, so I keep that plugged in there. But do you have a large, block kind of power that has to plug in? That takes up sometimes on some of those strips that are very, very close together, 2 or 3. It can block 2 or 3 ports. And you know what? Honestly, nothing frustrates me more when I'm plugging into a power bar and I've got 4 devices and I can only plug in 3, or I have 4, and I'm like, I spend too much time trying to figure out the best placement of those to get the most. So think that through. You know what? Look at your adapters on the end of your devices and say, you know what? Do I have any of those big, massive kind of wall plugs that it might take up 2 or 3. Some of the power strips with surge protection. We're focusing on surge protection here. I've seen a few that have like rotating plugs. So if you have those big wall plugs, you can actually rotate it so it actually doesn't block the next plug beside it. So hey, you're going to pay a little bit more money for those, but it might be worth it. So let me again kind of make sure I explain. So surge protection protects your devices, your electronic devices, from spikes or jolts in the voltage that's coming out of the wall circuit. It's very important. You might be sitting there and saying, I've done it for years. Plugging into hotels, different Airbnbs, different houses, my friend's house, my uncle's house, whatever, and I've been fine. That may be the case. And you know what? I've done that for years. I've traveled a lot of places, hotels, and for years. Now, mind you, I was traveling with a company device. Maybe I didn't care as much. Now I'm traveling with my personal devices. This is stuff I paid for, my pocket. And you know what? Don't take it for granted. On top, if you really want to add another layer, which I'm going to do, surge protection is like I said, is minimum. You can also look at UPSs. UPS, an uninterruptible power supply. But an uninterruptible power supply, can come, let's say, about the size of a brick, roughly, and larger. And the problem is they're very heavy. Why? An uninterruptible power supply, UPS, what do? When the power goes out, they have a battery backup. So that's another thing what they're referred to. UPS or battery backup. So the power goes out, everything goes down, battery kicks in, keeps your devices live. It's great for saving that video you're working on, doesn't die in the middle. You're backing up something, something important to hard drive, you don't want it to. But UPSs also have surge protection. So UPSs, again, you don't have to spend a fortune for what you're looking for. Probably the $200 to $400 range, maybe $500 max. But just like anything, I love car analogies. You'll get used to this. There's Chevrolets, Fords, Audis, BMWs, Mercedes, Lamborghinis. I know I jumped kind of extreme there, and sorry if I forgot your car model. Don't take any offense if I didn't mention what you're driving today, but there's all kinds of price ranges, and feature sets, but $200 to $400, you'd get a good battery backup that'll last about that 15 minutes. And do not plug a surge protected power bar into a UPS. Now, will it work? Yes. But you should not daisy chain power supplies. You should not daisy chain power bars, power strips, and or UPSs. They're direct into the wall, direct to your device. Actually leads me to another thing on both things. Surge protected power bars and UPSs, cord length. Look at the cord length. I've actually seen one many years ago. I swear it was about 6-inch cord length on it. Useless. You put it on the floor to below your desk, you couldn't even reach it. Everybody's out there listening, all you expats, all you travelers, all you just tech lovers out there. If you want to hear me talk about something, please tell me in the comments down below. Just let me know what you want to hear about. We're here to help you with your personal technology needs, focusing on traveling, expatriates, remote workers, just people that love traveling and like to take their tech with them. And like I said, even if you're just traveling, to the next province or state or your neighbor's house, and you just like to bring in your tech with you, what do you want me to talk about? Obviously, the more votes we get of one topic, the more comments, we'll obviously dedicate it to that. But hey, there could be just one comment that I just go, you know what? You're right. You need to hear about this. So for this Thursday, I think I've covered what I wanted to about surge protection. Just remember, it's important. Don't ignore it. Spend a little bit of money on it. Make sure you're getting a brand name. Like I said, 20 to 40 bucks should get you a decent one. Consider the amount of things you need to plug in. Make sure you have enough space. Look at your devices, look at the plugs, make sure they're not too big and they're going to take up 2 or 3 spots. And make sure it has a good cord length. You don't want to be stuck with something so short you can't use it. You're still here? Awesome. So, time for the TechX dad joke of the month. We're not quite in December yet. It's November 30th, but that's okay. We're going to use the Christmas theme for this one. What do you call a poor Santa Claus? Saint Nicholas.